after Yaakov receives the blessing that was intended for his brother Esav, Esav is very upset. And their mother, Rivka, explains, she says, listen, Yaakov, you got to go. You got to go to Haran. You got to go to my brother Lavan. Stay with him. Until when? Ad asher tashuv chamas achicha. Stay with him until your brother's anger abates, until his fury subsides. The next verse says, Ad shuv af achicha mimcha v'shachach es asher asita lo. Until your brother's anger subsides, until your brother's anger abates, and he forgets what happened, you need to stay there. So it's very interesting. The question that can be asked is, why the repetitiveness? Literally in one verse, Rivka says, stay with him until your brother's fury subsides. And then in the next verse it says, until your brother's fury subsides against you, and he forgets what happened, stay with him. Why the repetition? So I saw quoted an amazing idea that if you look very carefully at the pasuk, the second pasuk, it says, Ad shuv af achicha mimcha. Until your brother's anger from you subsides. Meaning the word mimcha, we're dealing with when that anger leaves you. So in the first verse, we're dealing with when Esav is upset, until he's no longer upset with Yaakov. And in the second verse, it says, you can't see your brother until the anger leaves you. When you are no longer angry, that's when you can go see your brother. What's the lesson here? There's an idea that we learn in Mishlei, that the way that water reflects one's face, so too does the heart of man reflect each other. The idea being that what we show others is what we will get back from them. And perhaps the idea here is as follows, that as long as Yaakov had in his heart feelings of anger, justified as they might be towards his brother, and he was upset due to everything that he had done to him over their lives, as long as he was angry about that, when he would go see Esav, his face would reflect the feelings of his heart, the anger in his heart, and that in turn would cause Esav to feel anger and enmity as well. So what Rivka is very brilliantly telling her son Yaakov is that when you get to a point where you no longer feel that anger deep within your heart towards your brother, that's when it will be safe to go out and to see him once again, because he will reflect that back to you and he will no longer be angry at you either. The lesson I think is very appropriate as we're here now in Clean Speech Colorado month, dealing with the topic of shalom, of peace. A lot of times we don't get along with people. We have differences of opinions. Unfortunately, now more than ever, there's more divisiveness than I can ever remember in my life on every topic, every political topic regarding the pandemic, masks, vaccines. Everyone has their opinion, and it's very tense. And people literally lose friendships over this. And I would suggest that if you're feeling angry towards the way that you've been treated from somebody else, then work very hard within yourself to let go of that anger, to release that anger. Because as long as you hold on to that anger, there's a very good chance that the other side will also hold on to that anger. So if we take the first step and we try to release that anger, then it makes sense and stands to reason that the other party as well will drop the anger, and we can pursue lives of shalom, lives of peace, devoid of machlokes, of quarreling, of fighting, of enough going on in our lives, enough stress. We don't need more fights. We don't need more anguish because we don't get along with each other. So hopefully we can take this lesson that we learned from Rivka to let go of it for ourselves. And when we do that, that will be the first step to truly living lives of peace and pursuing shalom. Have a beautiful Shabbos.